6 months of grueling warfare along the Rome-Terni-Ancona line have seen 60,000 casualties on the Syndicalist side and almost twice as many on ours. Without the efforts of 7 German divisions and our Jagdgeschwader in the air, the Syndicalists, propped up by French and British support, would have already coated the country in red. Still, we were outnumbered, and the harsh terrain of the Umbrian highlands prevented effective maneuvers. A short-lived rebellion of papal sympathizers in the north was quickly subdued. Until the Italian Federation in the north, after standing on the sidelines, finally decided to throw their forces into the fight. Now, with even troop numbers, the Syndicalist menace is on the ropes, and while they still have fight left in them, the German capture of Livorno and threat towards Florence is giving them a taste of what's to come. The peace after the World War is over, and it's time for countries to pick their sides in the upcoming storm. With the entry of northern Italy into the civil war, that opens up a second front against the Syndicalists, and hopefully that'll make things somewhat easier and get this civil war here to a conclusion, because we at this point are committing a fair amount of divisions here and material as well. But what that means is that we can actually send volunteers. So I have created the North Italian Expeditionary Force, consisting of 2 Sturmdivision and 1 Mountaineers. And we will also send more importantly, air volunteers, which means we can get another air wing in here. Now, we do have, if we're looking at that, we do have 2 air wings engaged right now. And the air situation over Italy is such that, if we're looking over the last months, we have lost 55 fighters to destroyed 151 fighters, 14 bombers, and 109 close air support planes. There's still a fair amount of them out there, though. So there's still the Socialist Republic itself has a fair amount, and there are some French planes out here, and a bunch of British fighters. So we have 2 options. We can either send the 1st Kampfgeschwader, which is untrained and under strength, or we can send the 4th Jagdgeschwader over from Serbia, because Serbia has no longer any air. So we can send the Kampfgeschwader over to Serbia, help with the bombing of the last Serbian resistance, and then get the troops and then get the fighters engaged over Italy. So that's something we can do. What else do we need to keep an eye on? 150 political power. The next target is going to be to get to partial mobilization, and then probably after that we have several. We'll see what Destruction of Will does, if it actually gives us a chief of air force. But we can get a theorist, or we can get another political advisor, and I think that would not be a terrible idea to grab another political advisor, especially somebody who like Fritz Thyssen, for example, would be great, I think, and or minus 10% production cost is a pretty good one as well, plus 10% stability. We could still use that. There are a fair amount of things that are quite useful that we can get in. We can get Fritz Tano in as well, for example. We still don't have a spy master actually, which gives us 2 extra operative slots, which is also really valuable. So there are 10% stability, 5% political power gain, also not bad. There are a lot of good options that we have here. Right now we have Günther Gericke for 10% infrastructure construction speed and recruitable population. And I'm not sure if I can actually replace him. I don't think it says I can't. So I'm obviously here as von Schleicher, but cannot be dismissed. But I think Gericke I could get rid of, because I'm probably not going to need him. So I can shuffle that around a little bit. So that's where the next political power is going to go to. We can also still have a couple of economic decisions here, and that's what's going to happen. Otherwise, in terms of production, our infantry equipment deficit is finally shrinking. I think we are. Never mind that oil there. That'll take over in a minute. Just when I load the game in. However, we are are going to need more support equipment, I think, because if we're looking at the division templates, there isn't an awful lot, and we might have to boost these up considerably with some more support companies. The Mountaineers don't have anything. That's actually something I can probably just on the quick change. So we could give them. Do we have 20? Yes, we have 20 army experience that we could use for that. So at least the support artillery. Let's just use 10. Support artillery at the very least will give them a little bit more firepower. So I would love to get engineers in as well, but for now that'll have to do. And our regular troops have engineers, good, and that means our Sturm division has them as well. Okay, so that's that. Tanks coming up next once the research is done. We are 25 days away from it. I might have to wait for the 150mm schwere Feldhaubitze in order to get the better gun, but we will see. We might just build a prototype model. For now, in northern Italy, we'll probably just hold here for the time being, because we are furiously being attacked anyway. But we do now have access to the air zone, which means I can get the 4th Jagdgeschwader over towards... where do we have a close one? Yep, that'll do. What is this here? Milan. Yeah, we'll send them over there, and we will actually... We'll probably actually cover the zone where most of the fighting is happening right now. So let's get them across there, and because this air zone has nothing going on, so the northern air zone is quite clear. So we'll have to actually fly across that zone and try to get the other zone, which isn't going to be ideal in terms of range, but it is what it is. And then we can send the bomber wing over to Belgrade. So these are moving, and then I think once they've moved out, we should be able to send the 1st Kampfgeschwader over, and almost there. Okay, there they are. And then we send the 1st Kampfgeschwader over to Belgrade and get on close air support and help out from the air with eliminating these pesky rebels in the mountains. And that means I do have an air wing here, which can do... the range is dreadful, unfortunately. Well, we'll do what we can. We'll try to get the... I don't even... For some reason... Okay, there we go. Oh, I can't go to... I can't actually... go on the other air zone, by the looks of it. Okay. Oh well. Looks like we can't actually support from here into the other air zone. So, well then, we are just going to do it this way. Okay. Let's have a quick look around. Union, we are still holding on here. We're dug in good and tight, and the Syndicalists in the north actually have a major problem right now with MacArthur's troops pushing east. It could be that we, just by our sheer presence, have been binding enough forces in the east here to weaken their lines and allowing MacArthur a breakthrough. So we'll just be dug in, hold, and effectively hold them down here at this point, and let them attack across the river lines if they feel so inclined. And the Princely Federation, we are actually... they are making some progress here. Interestingly enough, we are fighting on the same side with Japanese troops at this point. But it's just about making sure that the Syndicalists don't win. Everything else is kind of marginal. So at this point, we will see how this goes. And it looks like the German troops have managed to land near Saigon, but it looks like they haven't actually landed in Saigon itself. But the Zweite Malayische Schutztruppe, or Schutztruppendivision, is attacking Saigon, and at the same time, this works. This is interesting. You see, they get the encirclement penalty and the low supply, but for some reason, my troops, in my case, it doesn't happen. So here, now it's here. Okay. I have no idea what happened here. I actually made a video about this earlier, that the encirclement and low supply mechanics don't seem to be working. It seems that it has fixed itself. So that's a good thing. Okay, do we have the Kampfgeschwader? No, Kampfgeschwader is still en route. But hopefully that'll help, because these things have a bit better range as well, and that should help against the enemy divisions being minus 12% defense. Okay, the low supply bonus really is applying. One possible reason I have reverted to. Okay, now they have fighters up in the air. Okay, well let's see how our tactical bombers are doing it, but they have a good range. I have reverted the game version to 1.14.5, which is the latest stable beta, just to see if that would make a difference, and maybe that's what's kind of kicking in here. But we'll see if our Heinkels, which are finally now in action, are going to make it. There they are going to make a difference when it comes to bombing the Serbians out of the mountains. And we have finished the destruction of will. So has that given us a sheaf of air force? It has not. That is very unfortunate. I thought it would, but if we read the instruction again, it said Robert Knaus will be commander of the Luftstreitkräfte. So that has not happened. This is all not. This one was required for preparedness, so that's done. But we do also get a. We should now have more influence on the front. Yeah, 40%. I'm not quite sure how the influence mechanics work there, but let's just go down the preparedness mechanics here. So what else do we have? We have von Schleicher's. We have von Schleicher's a tree open again at this point, which is good. But we've got a couple of things here that we can just go through, and we actually have naval. Oh, we have naval doctrines as well. Oh, nice. I'm very interested in that. Because this whole subtree just bypassed. And that's why we have that open here. So we've got a quick one, more preparedness. So that's something we can do. So what do we have? We have the Räder doctrine, and we'll choose Erich Räder's vision for the Kriegsmarine, balanced approach, and that's a just general cost reduction for naval doctrine, and that is going down. Combined arms fleet, screen attack, naval air. So. That is convoy raiding, submarine bonuses. Okay, so this is pretty much spread, like bonuses spread around. And the other, this is the one favored by our military faction. The alternative would be the Wegener doctrine, and focus on open battle with the British Syndicalists in the North Sea and the firepower to break them. That sounds kind of like what I would normally have gone with. So this one is speed for battleships, coordination, capital ship. Yeah. So this one is the more conservative approach, focusing on heavy firepower, whereas this is the somewhat more modernist approach. But yeah, again, given that we can decide for either one of them. Both give a naval doctrine cost reduction, but. I mean, my general naval plan is probably going to be revolving around controlling the North Sea and taking down the British Home Fleet, as well as the French fleet, which may be operating in the Mediterranean. So we're going to have to work with them as well here. More interestingly, however, is going to be the question of, are we going to face a American Syndicalist fleet eventually in Central America, and potentially up against Japan in the east. So I'm thinking, yeah, we have an empire that is scattered around the world with the various possessions here, and the Germans are losing again here. And yeah, they're not taking Saigon, I think. And we have we're going to need a fleet that can support that. So I'm not too fussed about either of them. I think both look good. Long-range naval operations sounds great. Cruiser range, heavy ship range, especially if we need to fight worldwide. This is not a bad one. And we have naval speed is good. This is convoy raiding. Yep, that's good as well. And that's just free naval bases. That one is spotting. Ship experience gain. Okay, that's nice as well. Capital ship attack, nice. This is 7 Marine battalion. Oh, that's Marines, naval infantry, which we need actually. This is something we need to actually train up. This is fleet coordinations, orc loss, and this is heavy ship max speed. I'm okay with either of them. I think they both have good. Good bonuses here. Naval mine laying, not too fussed about it, but raiding efficiency is also good. So I think we can go with the Radar Doctrine because that gives us 10% again on the Fronde, which we might have to spend further up if there are programs that we were trying to do that are that we need to expend that for. Yeah, like these focuses here, we have to expend grip to make these happen. So we may as well use the other ones to charge it up. I have no idea how this mechanic works, so I might be completely wrong here. Right now I'm just keen to get the preparedness things out of the way. And yeah, the Radar Doctrine is what we're going to go. It's a 14 days, so it's a quick one. So let's get that done. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting Chief of Air Force out of this. I was kind of hoping from the description that would be the case. Now, back to the war at hand. We are actually facing enemy biplanes. So the Heinkelses are getting intercepted a bit. But we are doing some damage to enemy divisions. So let's see if they can fend for themselves and the bomber always gets through, or if we are going to have to do something about that. Meanwhile, yeah, we have green air in the north, where we have fighters that we don't actually need there. I would love to get them on the other air zone, but I can't. I'm not sure if that's a expeditionary force problem but it's fine. We can juggle the two around if the Heinkels are struggling. Anyway, here we are just defending. We're waiting for the troops to arrive in the north. And here we are destroying these two divisions. Peace deal has been signed between Paraguay and Bolivia. Wasn't Paraguay significantly reduced? Yeah, they were significantly reduced in the Argentinian War. Oh, Chile seems to be independent now. So it seems like. Yeah, okay, so they have created a puppet regime in Chile from Argentina rather than occupying the territory. Okay, that's something we can work with. So back to the action at hand. And we will see when we get an opportunity. I'm still hoping that we can push towards Venice in the north. I've got 4 assault divisions here, and a mountain division. So one of these enemy divisions is moving off. I'm just going to have to let these recover a little bit of organization. And then the 2 tank divisions can make themselves useful in... Oh, no, they've reinforced. Okay, that's a fair amount of divisions around here. They can make themselves useful. We could also try again to break through east. We should have supply from the naval. Yeah, it's at the edge of supply. We can do another run east because there are a couple of French and British divisions that I would really like to destroy. But right now we're just digging in a bit and letting them run face first against our defenses. I can always get the tank divisions to try another push here and get closer to Florence. That might. Well, how far along is the? Oh, they don't actually have an offensive line. That's bad. Yeah, we do need that so they can build up a planning bonus. All right, have we Have we defeated these 2 divisions? No, almost. And there they go with some air support. Oh yeah, they're doing a lot of damage now from the air. That's always really helping. If you're dealing with dug-in divisions in the air, that is really helping. All right, Serbia. How far along is Serbia? Where do we have Serbian-Bulgarian war? Serbia is still 92% towards capitulation. They have run a naval invasion here, but it looks like the Bulgarians have managed to counter-push. But there has been quite a Romanian incursion in the north here, and they've cut off some Bulgarian troops. There's nothing we can do about that. But we might actually have to... Was there anything that I totally, absolutely want to get rid of? Not really. We might have to... Yeah, we definitely need to give these divisions a bit time to rest. But we might have to push towards Podgorica. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I always dislike it if I don't. So let's concentrate our forces here and get these 2 divisions moved over here. But then everybody needs to regain their organization. And no combat. We haven't lost any of our bombers, so that's good. So the Heinkels have managed to do that quite successfully. Let's get back to the situation in northern Italy and see if we can find a position from which we can break through towards Florence or eastwards. Eastwards would be across the river, so that's less than ideal. And I am just waiting for these divisions to regain their organization, and for that 1 division to move out from the defensive position here. But we'll see if we can we can push in there. Meanwhile, in Germany, the Golden Throne Jubilee. Today is a day of momentous celebration. Exactly 50 years ago, in 1888, our Kaiser Wilhelm II assumed the throne after the unfortunate death of his father Friedrich III. The past 50 years have seen Germany become a worldwide empire and establish a hegemony throughout Europe, all while making immense reforms at home. The Wilhelmine era has been a period of great change, conflict, but also greatness. The Kaiser, already nearly 80 years old and in weakening health, has made a tour of the empire, meeting his subjects and visiting the monarchs of the constituent states. His eldest son and heir apparent, Crown Prince Wilhelm, fulfilled much of the duties during the visits. Already, the people and government officials are expecting him to be required to assume the throne soon. Preparations are slowly being made for the transfer of power and duties. Long live Kaiser Wilhelm III. 2% stability and 25 political power. I'll take it, because that gets me above 150. And that might cost me stability, though, unfortunately. But we'll see what the new Kaiser is bringing in. Historically, he has not been the most sensible person, but he is on good terms with von Schleicher, so I think we're doing good here. But let us switch to partial mobilization, and that actually costs us a bit of political power gain, but it gives us 5% factories, and it gives us a 10% construction speed for civilian and 20% for military factories, so that is more than necessary to make that happen. Done and dusted, and we have another ace pilot. So Gerhard Zimmermann, Franzi, he has distinguished himself in combat. Which air wing was that? Let's have a quick look. So we don't have that many. Oh, that was the second Jagdgeschwader. Nice. So we've got 2 active aces, and that means a next amount of political power. Given that we have not gotten a Chief of Air Force, we are probably going to who are we going to get? Air superiority, and I mean, I'd love to get von Richthofen, but he's expensive. We'll think about it. Let's get at least, I think the regular cost is 100. Let's get at least 100 political power, and then we'll see who we are going to put in there. Meanwhile, we're getting ready to pounce here on Italy, once that 1 division there has moved off. And then we will try to push north In fact, there, they moved. Okay, let's push north, and this is mountainous terrain, yeah, so we definitely need the mountaineers in there as well. Let's see what kind of combat width we get. 63, 75. I can probably divert one of the infantry divisions into, yeah, I'm gonna use one as a blocking division here. So we can get the mountaineers in, just to make sure we're pinning the troops on the east side of the river here, and we will be pushing through as quickly as we can, and we're buying ourselves a bit of time here. Oh, these are dug in well and good, unfortunately. So okay, that actually might be harder than it looks to break through here. But I think the time is right to launch an assault from the other side and see if we can push through towards Florence. Let's have a quick look around how things are going. Okay, troops here are preparing for the assault on Podgorica. In the Union, we are still defending. How is it looking up in the north there? I think I think the Irish have joined. After the Ireland situation has sorted itself, the Irish have joined MacArthur. And that might actually be making a big push here. So, well, if Ireland wants to go that way, they're more than welcome to do so. But it also looks like they might be getting pushed back there. Cubans have joined here as well now. So everybody gets in on the fun. We're still just holding, but we are pretty well dug in, and we're doing a lot of damage from prepared positions, even though it's on plains. So I think we're quite safe there. Princely Federation, a bit out of supply in the north here. Can we get trucks in on the supply situation? That sorts it. Okay, Bulgaria, Union clear, Sicily. Yeah, that assault. Let's support it from the south at least, because pinning that is getting too expensive. The Union of Britain threatens Iceland and the Azores. News from Reykjavik. The Socialist Navy has left its naval base in Liverpool and is heading towards Iceland and the Azores. Although this move seems to be just a show of force, it should not be ignored. This is not a direct threat towards the Reichspakt, but many officials believe that leaving it unattended is not a wise choice. A most appropriate answer would be to send out the Hochseeflotte, but this is opposed by many Germans who prefer further preparations before decisive action against the Union is taken. Okay, so what do we have? We've got the currently all the fleets in training, so we could send the first Schlachtgeschwader out. The second is not quite ready for action. It is decisively lacking, but we could send the first Aufklärungsgruppe and the first Schlachtgeschwader out, and make a visit in Reykjavik. The Union of Britain is going to be unhappy with us. Well, I presume they are already unhappy with us anyway. So. Yeah, absolutely. We will be demonstrating our power. So let's get the first Schlachtgeschwader no longer. Let's get the first Schlachtgeschwader moving. Some of the ships are slightly damaged from the training exercises, but we will move them to Reykjavik. There we go. And we will send the first Aufklärungsgruppe as well. Aufklärungsgruppe can keep an eye on the British in. They're probably a little bit faster. Can keep an eye on the British in the north here. We're not at war. It's just a demonstration. But let's get the fleet moving. And it hasn't moved out of port and out of the shallow seas in quite a while. So it's a good exercise as well. All right. Moving on. Here we have. We've got the division still exercising, and it looks like we may be able to break through here. And I might need to send that last division on a pinning attack again, as difficult as it is. Because obviously it's a bit wasteful in terms of manpower, but this is kind of important that we get through there. So let's see if we can manage to dislodge them. And we are getting counterattacked, obviously, instantly. So we were going to have to... we'll have to defend here for now. And we'll leave the tanks from the south going on it by themselves. And they have unfortunately reinforced. But let's see if we can manage to push them out of the way before that happens. But the terrain is terrible. And in general, it's not looking like we can break this. So let's not waste our forces. Stop the assault for now. And we'll wait for another opportunity. We have troops in... in the north. These are the northern Italian volunteers under... where are they? Under Gotthard Henrici, because he is an engineer, so he has river attack bonuses, which is a good thing. So these 3 divisions... I should have probably sent the Marines instead of the Mountaineers, but there is a lot of there are a lot of mountainous positions where that we need to deal with. Now, how can we cause the most damage to Italy? Let's see. We can probably try to push towards Turin, to be honest, and see if we can make something happen there. So let's give them a front line here. And plan the assault on Turin. 3 divisions go. And we have green air. Oh, we have green air over central Italy. Oh, it looks like the losses are mounting here on the enemy side. We are facing still the fighters. It looks like the British have removed their fighters. It's just a couple of French fighters and mostly Italian bombers. Mostly Italian bombers. So the losses are going to be horrendous now that we have aerial superiority here and here as well. So things looking up. Have they contained? Yeah, they seem to have contained the incursion here. The Greek incursion has been pushed back as well. So these 4 divisions are almost ready for an attack on Podgorica, but I'll probably not send all 4 of them, because I don't think we'll have the combat width. So let's send 2 divisions in on the attack here. And I don't think just 1 division actually. The other one is in reserve. We'll see if we can, with the help of the Air Force, break through that. Here we are. The tanks are making progress, so we might be able to run a pincer movement north towards Florence. Once that has happened, the infantry is going to defend here for now. A quick look over into Bulgaria, quick look over at the Union. We are actually getting pushed back here. Are they running force attacks? No, it's just a lot of them. So despite the fact that we are dug in as much as possible on the open fields, it looks like they might be able to break across the river here. There are 6 enemy divisions attacking. I will send 1 division north temporarily. No, that's risky. We'll stay in Charleston. Let's not send them north. And we have 2 divisions in the north here. Okay, hang on. I might fall back 1 because I can't lose this line here. So let's reinforce from here. And many things happening in the world and in Germany. Okay, Winnig has been expelled from the SPD. The Central Committee of the SPD unanimously voted in favor of suspending the membership of August Winnig, infamous member of the SPD's right wing. Winnig had a degree in influence within the SPD during the 1920s and 30s, and he held various high-ranking offices. So this must have something to do with us. So. Meanwhile, the SPD has long moved on from foolish dreams of achieving economic gains for the proletariat through the Red General. Its leadership is now seeing his authoritarian measures as actively detrimental to the socialist cause. Winnig's expulsion was thus seen as a natural development, yet it marks a shift in relationship between the Social Democrats and the Reichskanzler. while Winich, embittered by the expulsion, intends to attract other national-minded Social Democrats and trade unionists into the National Unity Front, Schleicher no longer has any qualms with bringing down the full strength of the new state upon the SPD. Absolutely. So these guys have been nothing but trouble, and if that fractures the remaining opposition party here of the SPD, this is giving us 1% base stability, and that is a good thing. And hopefully, Winich with his new government-friendly socialist party can actually break this even further apart. What else has happened? The history of Kashubia released. I'm not entirely sure what that is all about, but I am. This has to be like in Poland or Czech Republic or something, because they've got all the consonants. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The book published. I am not entirely sure what this is about, but this is about Poland. I'm not going to try to pronounce this because there's way too many things in there. But it is about a book, and it costs me 1% stability. So I assume that this is about the Polish instability. How is Poland doing stability-wise? Could be better. Let's hope that we don't get any trouble there. Meanwhile, in Italy, we have actually managed to move north towards the borders of Florence, but unfortunately, we are somewhat getting counterattacked, and I do need to leave the other division here to hold that. But I think what I'll do is prepare for another combined assault into the mountains here, and we'll see if we can get some tank support from the other side as well. Here we are not okay. Well, let's send in two more divisions for now, and see if with air support we can break through these the rebels in the mountains there. Where is the Hochseeflotte? Let's have a look. Where are they by now? Hochseeflotte is on the move, and the Aufklärungsgruppe is already. Oh, the Aufklärungsgruppe is already in position, and the Hochseeflotte is positioned near Reykjavik, with the older battleships of the Deutschland and König class being the core of this venerable fleet, whereas the Aufklärungsgruppe has still the old York class cruisers, but also the more modern Strasbourg class. I'll probably split off the Yorks at some point into their own group, but we have a new ship, and it's a submarine, so we can send that over there to train. How's our naval construction coming along? Our naval construction, Elsass class is still under construction. The Strasbourgs are going to be done soon. Von der Tanz, we're building 2 of them, and submarines are under construction, and we will hopefully soon start with the 1934 destroyers, and we are going to be building probably about 4 of the Rhein class of light cruisers. In fact, I'm going to put where are we? Rhein class. I'm going to put a second one out, and that will go into the second Schlachtgeschwader. So we get two dockyards busy with that. All right. Well, we've done a lot of things. We are squashing the Syndicalists in Italy. We are slowly fighting our way through the remains of the Serbian resistance in the mountains here, and the U.S. situation is fluid again. MacArthur has gotten a second wind here with the Irish assistance, and we'll try to hold the East if we can, but it is looking increasingly difficult to do so. So we'll see how this all turns out. But I think the last thing we can do today is begin an operation. Yeah, we can begin an operation in Russia. So we have, who do we have here? We have Giskes, we have Schmidt, and we have Weiss. So Weiss, Schmidt, who are brothers by the looks of it. and, and Hermann Gisges, we should be able to steal from the Russians. I thought I infiltrated them already. What happened? Okay, that's weird. I thought we already did the civilian infiltration. Well, in that case, we're going to send the two brothers, and or is anybody very good at infiltrate? This is Army Navy Air Force. He's got infiltration effectiveness, and he's got the blueprints. So we will send these two and commence when ready. So they will use diplomatic passports to enter the country, and they will identify someone with financial difficulties, try to bribe them, and then we'll send a plane over to pick them up at night and get them out again. So let's prepare that and get that underway. I thought we did that already, but okay, apparently not. So that's it for me for today. Things are still coming to a head, but I am quite happy how at least how the conflict in Europe is working out, and we will see what's going to happen in the American states, and who's going to come out on top there, if it's going to be the Syndicalists or if it's going to be someone else. But eventually we will have to fight the French, and we are 8 days away from designing some tanks. So I guess that's something we're going to be doing in the next episode. That's it for me today. Thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye bye.